trust system where you can take anyone who may be struggling with different parts of their life. They may not have a clear vision, or they don't know where they're going, or may have different sorts of obstacles. So this system can be used, right? So this is obviously starting with kind of giving some examples of what other people are doing, right? So obviously if you ask people, hey, what are you up to in life? You know, most people don't know what they're up to. And then you can ask them, hey, what are some of the problems that you are, you know, passionate about solving? Maybe that can become your passion project, right? And then you give them some examples of, you know, what other people are doing. So this is similar to what I've shown earlier. Okay, now here is some interesting link. So let's say a lot of youth or new Muslim, they don't know what they want to do. So here are some stuff that I've captured that kind of are, you know, the podcast where they actually interview the people from different areas, right? So sometimes when I listen to these podcasts, I don't even know that, hey, you know, that's an interesting problem, that's an interesting way of solving it. So you kind of get to learn and see what other people are doing. It becomes really inspirational as well. Just to see what other area, and maybe one may like an area and they may pursue it, or they may find something similar and things like that. Okay. Yeah. So now once you have, you know, so this whole stuff is helping them find one or two areas that they can potentially be passionate about. Okay. So now once you have that, then what you have, the three elements that I'm just running you through it. This is also recorded and available as a full recording. What you have is like time, focus, and energy, right? So we will talk about, you know, managing time, focus, and energy. And so we start with the notion of time, you know, how valuable time is, and we connect time with money and stuff like that, and, you know, with the hadith, so on and so forth. So now if you want to go into the 5 pillars that anybody needs for success, one is to understand what do you really want and why do you want it. So I'm quickly running through it. I hope that this is beneficial. If you guys want to talk about something else, just speak up, inshallah. Okay, you guys are silent, so let's quickly continue. So yeah, so this first pillar is, you know, clarity, having the right intention. What do you want and why you want it? Okay. I would recommend people to give them a name, like, you know, give your company, your startup, your business a name, right? Let them write it down. So there's a worksheet of this as well that people can actually print and do it. Now you can have different areas of your business, different divisions, if you will, or you can focus on one for today, or, you know, just work on all of them, right? So your private worship, you're learning the deen, spreading the deen, that's dawah, new Muslim work, family, health, finances, contribution, whatever, right? Okay, so for each area, you want to define a purpose that's really exciting to you, and define some sort of short and long-term metrics. Okay, so here are some examples, right? So obviously people say, okay, I want to get closer and closer to Allah, right? So that's your key thing. So you have that, but then how? So you can say, okay, I want to do that, and this applies to you guys, by making technology safer to use as a Muslim cybersecurity researcher, right? So now, you know what your end goal is and what kind of role you are playing, right? Because you could be making technology safer as a researcher, as a developer, as a manager, as an investor, right? So you know what is the role that you're playing and what is the end goal, right? You can also say, hey, yeah, I want to empower my wife as a husband to teach people, for example, right? Or I want to facilitate excellence among Muslim as a coach. Or I want to invite people to Islam as a trainer, da'i, caller, coach, whatever, right? So you could have these type of things in which what's the end goal and what role would you play in that. Okay, so after that, there's a worksheet on like, okay, let's take a look at what strengths you have in that area, what challenges do you have, so you have a clear understanding of those things. And then you want to put in some sort of massive actions that you can take in the next 3 months. Okay, so coming back to the mindset, the pillars. So first one was clarity, intention. Then we have, you know, what kind of mindset do you have? What would your ideas and strategy be? And what would your execution plan be? So I say, okay, all of these terms are modern, you know, business self-development terms, but they also have Islamic counterpart to it. I'm just quickly running you through it, so I'm not quizzing you on that. So mindset would be, you know, your iman, your faith, your yaqeen. Ideas and strategies, like, you know, what we do with the action plan, right? The asbab, the means to achieving something. It's also about the mashwara, the shura, right? Taking consultations and stuff like that. Execution is obviously your actions, right? Your amal, with patience and discipline and so on and so forth. Okay, so faith values, consultation, shura, seeking knowledge, advice, these are all part of Islamic terms, right? Okay, great. So now the fifth pillar is very important, right? This is something that that is distinct to Muslims or people of, religious values, and that is not to forget the divine assistance, okay? So then the rest of the stuff would actually walk you through it. What does divine assistance mean? The worldview, whole 9 yards, right? So basically, I don't know, we can talk more about it if you guys are interested, but this is also all recorded. I just wanted to give you as a resource for holistic development of a new Muslim or anyone that you're mentoring, inshallah. So let's just quickly run through it. Yeah, so this is another very good thing, right? So I use this as this is something I use with new Muslims that I'm mentoring. So this is an app called Habit Share app. Okay, so this is part of the execution. So what this does is, we can track something. Okay, let's have some sort of a commitment for Salah or Quran, Islamic content, or even physical activity, nature, mental growth, and some things like that, right? So as you can see here, look, one prayer at the masjid, reading this iERA book, walking, things like that, Isha, Maghrib. So, this is what's actually being done by a new Muslim. So they can actually share this with you, and as they check it in, then you will see the check-in. Not every new Muslim does it. Some people just like to do it via WhatsApp, but some would actually do it, right? So yeah, this is not a very key component, right? And this is something that you can talk with your coaches as well, that look, we have urgent and important, and everybody understands this at a theoretical level, but let's take a look at what is the implications of it on a practical level, right? So for example, for a convert or even a coach, urgent and important could be like Salah, right? It's important, it is also urgent. If you don't do it in the time, you're going to miss it. There are things that are urgent, right, but they're not important, right? For example, the soccer game that's on tonight, obviously if you want to catch it live, it's urgent, but is it really the most important thing in your life? Facebook and Instagram really taps into that. Like Instagram would say, hey, somebody has started a live video, watch it before it ends. So they create this urgency, but that's not really important, right? And then you have other stuff that's not urgent and not important. But this is the key area, the fourth one, things that are not urgent, but they're important, right? So let's say as a coach, okay, now things that like in my life, it could be that, hey, Zubair, you want to read certain number of pages of Quran every day. Now, this is something super important, but it's not an urgent thing because, if I don't do it, there's no external consequences of it. My team would not know about it. Nobody's going to call me out about it, but it's super important and it will actually affect me. Same thing, similar thing, not same, of course, is if I don't work out, if I don't eat properly, if I don't sleep properly, these things are all important, but I don't see their effects right away. So this is one of the key areas that anybody working on anything in life should focus on. Like, how can I make things that are important but not urgent a key part of my life? So, I know some of the brothers, they have this initiative where they do this Fajr challenge, right? So praying Fajr in the masjid, for example. And, yeah, obviously it's for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but sometimes having those challenges can help. So as people go in, they check into a WhatsApp group or into this Habit Share app or what have you. So if people are, struggling with it, they can get this extra boost. And when they don't need a public commitment, they don't do it. But now with this group, what happens is if you don't go and make up for Fajr, you pay $10 to a brother's fund that they can do whatever they want with it, for example. Right? So it kind of, what it does, it creates some sort of an external urgency to an important problem. And this is something that obviously new Muslims and mentors and coaches can also take advantage of. So you create urgency for important things where the urgency did not exist. This is about time management, right? So, obviously the Pomodoro technique, like you focus for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, boom, 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 right? So focusing is super important. Yeah, this is another thing I use. It's called Toggle. If you want to see where your time is going, you could use this amazing tool for that. Okay, then we dive into divine assistance. We take a look at some of the hadith and how your worship of Allah is related to your success, and so on and so forth. Quran power. Okay, this is safety stuff we talked about earlier. Okay, so this is essentially the 5 pillars. Okay, and here are some of the resources again to find your passionate project, to help you plan your next steps and so on and so forth. So yes, I hope that content can be valuable, inshallah. All right, so yeah, back to you guys. Any other questions, or we can wrap up the call?
Just where can I find this? Like all of these resources and not just this one.
Yeah. So great question. So I think like, you know, the new Muslim mentoring training, that should actually, so I will always keep that folder up to date. So let me quickly show you. So this is the link I gave you guys last time, right? Where is it? I think this is one. So remember, oh no. Yeah, so this is what we were covering last week, right?
Yeah.
So here, so this main link. So remember the slide that we had here, I mean the link we have here, which we will see in a second, inshallah. So that has a folder that actually takes you to all the slides. Let me just open that folder and show it to you quickly. And if you're watching the video recording of this or any other thing, usually you would have the links in the description as well. Okay, so new Muslim, I'm just gonna open that folder, 1 second. Okay, maybe this is probably the best way. There we go, almost there. All right, yeah, so I think it will come now. Here, so this link, if I click on it, so it takes you to this. Okay, so you have all this stuff here, and obviously as I update it, you will just, so, and then so this is, for example, this empowerment stuff that I was talking to you guys about, right? Actually, this was a slide deck that I was walking you through right now. So it will always have everything here, and anything that you want to edit, just let me know. I'll give you the original slide. You can edit it and, you know, add your stuff, remove your stuff. So, okay.
Got you.
Okay, so all the links, so for example, this, like this, they will link you to, you know, how do you do the Islam Uncovered presentation or everything like that. Yeah. Okay. Anything else on your mind, guys? Well, I'm really happy that, look, you know, you guys are doing amazing thing, and that's the whole point, right? You know, just you know, meeting these people and hopefully just sharing what you have, and you know, hopefully, inshallah, Allah will facilitate some of the people to pick up what you have. And, you know, that's always a blessing. So I'm so happy that you guys are picking this up.
Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah khair for your guidance and help.
Okay. So everything else good, guys?
Yeah, I think from our side here in Vancouver, we asked all the questions we had.
Okay, this was great. Yes, alhamdulillah, I think it was a great call. I'll make some clips of this and put it up on the YouTube as well, so other people can benefit, inshallah. And yeah, so great. So let's keep in touch on the WhatsApp group. And yeah, like again, you know, just please keep an eye on this so that you can, you know, get some momentum on this. Don't get diluted with other projects that are happening there with the bridging gap and not at all. So I think other than that, it's great. May Allah bless you guys and bless the project, bless the work, and accept it from us.
Ameen. Jazakallah khair.
وإياكم. Okay. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Assalam.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.